Good evening and welcome. You're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Tonight, I'm being used as a political tool to divert attention, says Robert Vadra. The BJP calls it farcical. Is there any merit in what Robert Vadra is saying? Also tonight, Assam's Chief Minister hits out at the governor for his comments that Indian Muslims can go to Pakistan or Bangladesh. Should the governor be removed? That's coming up in about 30 minutes. But first, the BJP has dismissed as a farce comments made by Robert Vadra that he's being used as a political tool by the BJP to divert the public's attention. In his first interview given to the news agency PTI, Robert Vadra said that the more they hound me, the more apparent it is becoming that they're using their attacks on me as a political tool whenever they need to divert public attention. On the probe into his business dealings in Haryana and Rajasthan, he calls it a clear-cut political witch hunt. He also says, I do wish that the media would make a distinction between me as an individual conducting a business as anyone else would and my wife's family and politics without constantly attempting to link the two. Well, is Robert Vadra a political tool or is he a political opportunist? Joining us on the program tonight, we have senior advocate KTS Tulsi, Sambit Patra from the BJP, Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress Party, Rakesh Sinha from the RSS and Aarti Jairat, senior commentator here in the studio with us. And let me take this to Aarti first. What did you make of these comments of Robert Vadra's in a nutshell?
Well, quite ironic actually, Nidhi, because you know, I think he's also using what's happening as a political tool for himself, you know, to maybe to escape, to divert attention from the probe that's going on. You know, when the reports first broke about Robert Vadra's controversial land deals, you know, at that time many people had suggested that the Congress order an inquiry and set the record straight. But the Congress didn't do that. In fact, they, you know, a whole battery of senior leaders came out to defend Robert Vadra. And then the officer who, you know, raised questions about some of his land deals, you know, was hounded. Ashok Himba, they hounded him. So that raised even more questions. So today, you know, the only thing I will say is that I think what the BJP needs to do is whatever inquiry they're doing, they need to do it quickly. And they need, if he has done something wrong, punish him. They shouldn't extend it and, you know, make it seem like a witch hunt, which then gives Robert Vadra the opportunity to claim that he's being used as a political tool.
But let me ask Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress this question. Jaiveer, Robert Vadra calls the inquiries against him a witch hunt. I'm just reading out to you from a CAG report that came out in March this year, which says very clearly that there were undue favors given to builders, including Robert Vadra's skylight hospitality by the Haryana government during the Congress regime. It says that report was tabled in the Haryana Assembly, in fact, earlier this year in March, as I said. And the Town and Country Planning Department of the Haryana government was very strongly indicted by that CAG report. And Vadra's company is among them. So how is this, you know, this is the CAG's report, Jaiveer. It's not something that can be just dismissed.
Nidhi, I'm not even suggesting for a minute that it should be dismissed. And justifying his comments, here are my 3 reasons. Number 1, it is a fact Mr. Robert Vadra is just a victim of BJP's desperation to malign the image of the Congress party. Fact number 1. Number 2, Nidhi, all he is saying is, if BJP wants to prove Mr. Vadra guilty, do it through proper legal methods rather than indulging in sensationalism. The reason that is, 3 courts, Supreme Court is above CAG, High Court, Allahabad, Delhi High Court. The last time High Court dismissed it, it said, please approach the CBI. The appellant said, I have approached the CBI. The BJP should answer what is happening to that CBI representation. Point number 1. BJP cannot use him as an electoral tool to stir up a controversy to divert it. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad held a press conference in April 2014. There was an article on your channel also. With all the eloquence at his command, why did he not approach the police with an FIR or a complaint?
But now there are
inquiries
inquiries
the CAG report you are mentioning.
But now there are inquiries underway and there's a CAG report as well. So how is this a political witch hunt?
Nidhi, how is it? I will tell you how is it a political. There are 4 courts which have indicated, which have cleared Mr. Robert Vadra allegations. You have set up 1 committee report, fair enough, you do it. The page 166 report does not say he influenced or bribed anybody, be that may as a merit. 4 courts, 1 committee now. Political leaders doing press conferences on Mr. Robert Vadra periodically. Why don't they file a complaint in the court of law? It's been 18 months to the police, to the CBI. Why so much of hesitancy?
Okay, Sambit
BJP
Patra,
loses its
the
steam when
Congress
it
is
has to
making a
pursue cases
distinction here.
against Mr.
Okay,
Vadra.
the Congress is making a distinction, Sambit, between the inquiries that are currently already underway and a police complaint and FIR against Robert Vadra. What would you say to that?
First and foremost, I'm amused, Nidhi. A private citizen is being defended in such kind of way by the Congress spokesperson today. Would they go ahead and defend every private citizen in this country with the same gelosity that they are trying to defend Mr. Robert Vadra? If no, then that itself points to the answer that Mr. Robert Vadra is not just a private citizen, he is much more beyond that, and that's the reason as to why it is not political witch hunting, it is rather the expression of truth which should find its own way. Firstly, when in fact we had held press conferences, when we were accusing rightly Mr. Robert Vadra, do you remember what Mr. Robert Vadra and the Congress party had to say then? Please establish a committee of inquiry, please set up a commission of inquiry and see to it that the truth comes out. And today when the commission of inquiry has been set up, today when the truths are tumbling out of the cupboard, why is the Congress party and why is Mr. Robert Vadra so worried? Please wait. Because we have nothing called as political vendetta in our mind, we do not believe in any kind of revenge politics. That's the reason as to why, contrary to what Aarti Jairat suggested, that it should be very quick and Mr. Robert Vadra should be quickly arrested if he has erred, we firmly believe that, well, yes, law should take its own course and everything should be cleared time after time. It should take due time. Thirdly, as far as police complaint and FIR is concerned, let me remind my friend, an FIR has been filed. It is not that an FIR has not been filed. An FIR has been filed in Bikaner. An FIR where Mr. Robert Vadra has absurd the land which was of the government. And all those documents, if you remember, I had done a press conference to the effect, which I had produced the documents as well. Fourthly, let's wait. Let the commission submit its report. And as pointed out by you, Nidhi, there is a CAG report. The CAG which was established, CAG which had in fact started its inquiry way back during the Congress period. And the word that the CAG had used was windfall gain. Windfall gain to the tune of 44 crores to Mr. Robert Vadra's company, Skylight Hospitality. And as the debate progresses, Nidhi, I will go into the details of what the CAG has also mentioned. There are documents in the public domain where you would see, though the Skylight Hospitality had only an amount of 1 lakh rupees and could not go into commercial licensing, but in the official recording it is mentioned, please note who the director is. In keeping with the stature of the director, that is Mr. Robert Vadra, please give him the license though he does not qualify for the same. So every law of the land was tweaked in order to favor the Gandhi scion, and he says that I'm a private citizen. How many private citizens would have been given the license of intent if not Robert Vadra?
Jaiveer, Shergill, actually Sambit raises an important point. Why is the Congress officially defending Mr. Vadra, an alleged private citizen, on television? He's not a member of your party, is he?
Well, Nidhi, let me ask my friend Sambit, does he distinguish or maintain that grace and dignity when they attack Mr. Robert Vadra and not bring in the Congress president, the Congress vice president, the entire Congress party, that he's a benefactor of the Congress? Why should I not be defending these frivolous and malevolent plotting of allegations which they cannot back by evidence? Though that's the answer to his question, why am I sitting here and defending Mr. Vadra?
We had maintained and we still maintain that
I did not.
Congress.
Okay,
but you have been distancing yourself from Congress. That's the important reason as to why you should be answering this question in a different way.
Well, Sambit, ironically, you are the last person when you defend these cultural organization like RSS, and here you're getting a heartburn if I am defending my party, whose image you are hell-bound to malign through Mr. Robert Vadra. Now, let me complete.
But Jaiveer, why are you defending Vadra's business deals? And no, it's a serious question.
Achha, you mean to say Robert Vadra is the RSS of Congress?
One second, it is not to do with the RSS. Jaiveer, one second. Jaiveer, there is a difference between defending the Congress party against allegations that the BJP may have made, and another for the Congress official spokespersons to come out and defend Mr. Vadra's business deals, which may or may not be okay. That is for an inquiry to determine. But if he is saying separate my business deals from the Congress party and the political party that my wife is associated with, why is the political party going out on a limb for him?
Now, can I respond, Nidhi?
Yeah.
Point number one, all I'm saying is BJP uses Mr. Vadra as a political tool or as a via media to malign the image of Congress party. That's why I am here. I said there are 4 courts which have cleared Mr. Robert Vadra allegations connected to Congress party, none less than Supreme Court, which said this kind of cheap tricks should not come into the place if somebody is son-in-law of the president of a political party. So when they bring the Congress party, why should not they defend? Regarding the legality of Mr. Vadra's allegations, I am saying let the truth, even on a demurrer, if there is a prima facie case, please prove him guilty via proper procedure rather than raking up the name of Congress party on everyday basis.
10 seconds.
Okay, somebody give me
All
a
I'm
second.
saying
Let
is
me ask Mr.
this.
Tulsi
Why
a
are you
question.
indulging in rumor mongering
Okay.
and sensationalism?
Mr. Tulsi, is this rumor mongering? Or, you know, at the same time, we have to acknowledge that there are deals that are under the scanner. Now, it is not for us to determine whether they're legitimate or not, but you have a CAG report, you have inquiries underway, yes, in BJP rule state, but they are commissions of inquiry nonetheless. And therefore, don't we need to wait for an outcome one way or the other? What did you think of Mr. Vadra's statement, Mr. Tulsi?
Yes, I would like to know that the CAG report indicts how many companies?
Many
There
of
may
them.
be 10, 20, 50, 30. You see, the point is that out of 50, let us say 50 companies, we assume for the sake of argument, the Chief Minister chooses to refer only to one person. Why does he refer to one person? Because he is the son-in-law of the Congress President. That is how he is being used as a political tool to attack the Congress President. I would like to know also from Mr. Vadra, who very rightly says that he says that they believe in the rule of law. I would like to know whether the Chief Minister can declare anyone guilty, can he declare anyone innocent, and can he say that so and so will go behind bars even when the inquiry has not even begun? 18 months and they are at the beginning of the inquiry, they have just constituted, and the Chief Minister comes and attacks one of the many persons who have been found to be involved in some favoritism by the Chief Minister, and they say that he will go behind the bars. Is that not political victimization? Is it not? What is the gravity of the crime committed by Robert Vadra as compared to the others? That he is the son-in-law of a Congress President. That's why he is being picked up by the Chief Minister. Without inquiry, he is prejudging the issue, he is pressurizing the commission of inquiry which he has set up, and he is arriving at a conclusion where he says that he is fit to go behind the bars. He doesn't want to wait for an inquiry. He doesn't want to wait for investigation.
I want to take that to Professor Rakesh Sinha first. What Mr. KTS Tulsi is saying is that many companies have been indicted, for instance, by the CAG for undue favors, and that Robert Vadra is being singled out because he's Sonia Gandhi's son-in-law. That there is now, he's being prejudged by the BJP and by the Chief Minister of Haryana.
Before coming to KTS Tulsi, I will make an observation on Sambit Patra's statement. For the first time, I disagree with him. Congress is a dynastic party. So Congress spokesperson has all the right to defend anyone belonging to this dynasty. So he is very legitimate. Congress spokesperson is very legitimate to defend. Rather, they would come forward to defend anyone who is related to Sonia Gandhi even in Italy. So I am not surprised. Second thing, I am surprised to KTS Tulsi's remark. He is speaking just like in the courtroom he is defending his client. It is not the question of whether he is guilty or not guilty, it will be proved by the commission. But the prima facie thing.
The Chief Minister declared it.
Let me complete KTS Tulsi. I always consider that you take some, you have some probity while judging the people. But this time you have taken the position just to protect the corrupt and the dynasty. Here the Robert Vadra,
what nonsense.
Prima facie there are charges of corruption.
How can you jump to a conclusion? Now you are making an accusation.
CAG has made the remark, and the Nidhi has already pointed out what CAG has said, and Sambit Patra will reveal many things in this program. So
But I'm also saying it's not for none of us to judge whether somebody is corrupt or guilty until
my point is that I am going ahead. The statement he made, Robert Vadra, that he is being used political tool, I smell his political ambition.
He's forwarding his move to enter into politics, and now he is using all the things as a tools to promote his political ambition. I suspect, because during the Manmohan Singh regime, and Aarti will perhaps throw more light, that during Manmohan Singh regime he organized the motorcycle rally in Raebareli.
Yeah.
Then there was a rumor that there was a dispute between him and the Nehru Gandhi family. So I believe that that time he was used as a political tool by the Manmohan Singh regime just to silence the Sonia Gandhi's
That's an interesting point,
jumper.
actually. I want to take Aarti up on that. Is there a possibility, before I come back to Sambit on this, that this is Robert Vadra possibly testing the waters to see what reaction this would sort of stoke up?
You know, Nidhi, many years ago, I think it was in the year 2010, he had given me an interview, actually, Robert Vadra, in which he said very clearly that for the 2009 elections, there was a move for him to contest the elections from Sultanpur or one of the, sort of UP seats, basically the Gandhi family fiefdom. And he admitted, of course, he said that there was pressure being put on the party from a lot of people who wanted him to contest. Ultimately, the party took a decision that he will not contest, and so he did not contest. But in that interview, it was quite clear that he did suggest that he had political ambitions. And certainly he landed up in Amethi with that bicycle rally and so on, I mean, completely uninvited, really, because the reports that came out was that Priyanka Vadra herself was quite surprised when he came, and organized that Mobike rally in Amethi.
Motorcycle rally.
That's right, Mobike rally. So I think, that's why I'm saying that it's very ironic that he should say that he's being used as a political tool, because he's using this inquiry as a political tool himself.
That is an interesting point. I think both you and Rakesh Sinha make an interesting point, but Sambit, there is also a point that KTS Tulsi raises, which is important, which is that, if the BJP is saying this is not vendetta, then why not wait for the outcome of an inquiry and an investigation before announcing that he is corrupt, before announcing that Robert Vadra is corrupt and will go to jail?
Number one, Nidhi, we are political parties, and we have been seeing this state of affair in the government, the Congress government-run states, particularly in Haryana and in Rajasthan before that. So we had made our comments based on facts laid on table by the CAG reports and by various other reports. If at all we had the Badle ki Rajniti in our mind, if we had that sense of vendetta in our mind, then naturally he would have been arrested way before. Why speak on the topic? On some pretext or other, we would have arrested him. We never did that because we don't believe in the concept of politics of revenge.
You know that there is no arrestable case.
We firmly believe, Mr. Tulsi, this is not the court of law. Please wait for your turn. Number one, we firmly believe on the law of the land, and that's the reason as to why there is a commission, there is an inquiry going on. And Mr. Tulsi himself pointed out that the induction was for 50 companies. Why single out a single man? Well, let the 50 people go to jail. Along with these 49 people, there would be one Mr. Robert Vadra. How does that matter to us? But Robert Vadra would be important to the country. Robert Vadra would be important to the world because he's not just another mango man. He's not another mango man. He is the son-in-law of Sonia Gandhi. And that's the reason as to why he'll be of news value. For the news, he will be of nuisance value to the Congress.
No. So let me ask Jaiveer on this question. Jaiveer, the BJP says if this was vendetta, we would have arrested him a long time ago. And in fact, one of the questions many people did ask for a long time, especially in Rajasthan, is that his land deals there have been under the scanner for such a long time, and yet no case was filed until now, which is this FIR in Bikaner.
Nidhi, firstly, BJP does not want the truth regarding allegations on Mr. Vadra to come out because they no longer will be able to use him as a political handle for cheap political publicity. As a fact, that is why in the past 18 months, no investigation, no inquiry has reached any conclusive point. Number two, subject to correction, and Mr. Tulsi can correct me, I don't think so. The FIR in Bikaner names Mr. Robert Vadra personally as an individual.
Skylight Hospitality.
Number three,
it has named Skylight Hospitality.
I said he does not name Mr. Robert Vadra individually. I put that qualifier.
Skylight Hospitality is his
Mr.
company,
Patra
sir.
is talking. Mr.
There is no vicarious liability.
Don't get a hard one. Let me complain. Let me complete somewhere. Number four, Nidhi. BJP cannot take a higher ground of morality or ethics. Did they, even the Prime Minister speak on Sushma Swaraj? What happened on Vyapam scam? What is happening in Chhattisgarh? BJP, the Prime Minister does not even speak on his tainted ministers, rather protects and crowns them, and today Mr. Patra is sitting here and giving sermons on corruption, morality and ethics. A rape accused minister from Rajasthan is roaming freely and the police cannot trace him, and there is not even a whisper on that. Use the same Rajasthan police to get your own minister arrested rather than Mr. Vadra.
You know, what about your riot? What about your corruption? I don't want to get into that because that's a mindless argument we all keep having. But Mr. Tulsi, let me ask you, how much damage does a CAG report, for instance, do? I'm keeping aside the commission of the inquiry commissions in Rajasthan and in Haryana. But the fact that there is a CAG report that has talked about undue favors, like you said, yes, many companies are named in that, including Skylight Hospitality, which is Robert Vadra's. But how much, I mean, it does carry a certain credibility. I'm sure that, you know, you would acknowledge that, you know, that Skylight's name is in this report.
You see, the CAG report shows that the accounting norms of the government were violated. Whether it amounts to an offence, whether it is prosecutable offence or not, and what should happen, the prosecution is not yet initiated. So it's only the court of law which can punish somebody for corruption. It is not the Chief Minister who can make a pronouncement of innocence or guilt, not the Prime Minister. It is under the Constitution of India only the judiciary and a court of competent jurisdiction which will receive evidence and then pronounce on the guilt or innocence of the person.
But then how does Mr. Vadra say he's being used politically? You heard what Aarti and what Professor Sinha said, and okay fine, you're going to say Professor Sinha's RSS, so he has to say it. But chalo, Aarti is saying the same thing. She's saying that he is using this as an opportunity to perhaps further his political ambitions, Mr. Tulsi. You really think he's being used as a political tool, that he's an innocent bystander in everything? Okay, I think Mr. Tulsi can't hear me on that. Sambit, go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah.
You know, look, Mr. Tulsi is saying that if at all someone can talk about corruption, if only someone can brand someone as corrupt, it is the courts of this country and the judiciary of this country. By the same standard, Mr. Tulsi, Mr. Sonia Gandhi would not have been saying Maut ka Saudagar, despite the fact that Mr. Narendra Modi got clean chit after clean chit from every court. Every second congressman, every single spokesperson of the Congress party, including the chief of the Congress, was using all kind of abusive word for Mr. Narendra Modi. So naturally, in politics, if you have substantiative evidences, as you have substantial evidence in case of Mr. Robert Vadra, you have to talk about Robert Vadra, or else there would be no inquiry against Robert Vadra. Today we have a government which is inquiring about Robert Vadra since yesterday, as Aarti Jaiveer rightly pointed out. The previous government was closing its eyes towards Robert Vadra's misdeed. Why? Just because he was a private citizen, or because he was the son-in-law of the Gandhi family?
And then I'll come to Aarti and Professor Sinha. Yes, Mr. Tulsi.
You see, the example which Mr. Sambit Patra is giving was with regard to the murder of Sohrabuddin, Kausar B, Tulsi Ram Prajapati. Now that is a case which was being monitored. SIT had been constituted by the Supreme Court. The SIT had found that this is a fake encounter, false encounter, and there were a number of police officers
I'm talking about
of the state government, even the state government, even the state government.
Without any,
was she the law? Was she the judiciary?
One second, Sambit, let him finish his point. What is the point?
No, that was in the election meeting in which she said this. At that time, the country was in an election mode. Whereas now the Chief Minister of Haryana had no provocation for making such a statement. How does he say that somebody will go to jail even without initiating prosecution?
Mr. Tulsi, are you saying that anybody can fire any allegations at election time and it doesn't matter? How can that be?
No. I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what you said.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying...
You said the country was in election mode.
SIT had already concluded that this is a fake encounter, and certain persons had identified who were functioning under Amit Shah. Amit Shah himself was an accused in that case. How can it be said the two situations can't be compared?
Mr.
That
Tulsi,
was a political murder.
As the accused,
not one, not two, three persons.
Just to defend one Robert Vadra, you are making Mr. Amit Shah as an accused. You have lost the case today, and please...
Amit Shah was an accused. What do you mean I am making? Amit Shah was an accused. He was on bail.
He's an accused. What, you know the difference between the
Of
grammar?
course he was an accused.
I think
He was an accused.
No, he
Look,
he
this is
wasn't
not
accused.
about
He
Amit
won the
Shah.
case,
One
sir.
second.
He won the case today.
That's all right, but when the statement was made,
Exactly.
he was
Mr.
an accused.
Tulsi, I think
It's not about Amit
this
Shah
is a
or
bad
anybody.
logic. You are comparing the two cases. The two are different things, different perspective, different contexts. Here there is a charges
I'm
of
not equating.
there are charges of corruption. You might be remember the son of Pratap Singh Kairo. There were several allegations. An inquiry was constituted. Prime Minister Nehru defended him in the parliament that he had developed the Punjab. So the question is not that what is technical and what is political,
And
what is
constituted
moral.
inquiry.
Here
Shah Commission was
here Congress is guilty for defending a private citizen who is just a son-in-law of Sonia Gandhi. One. Secondly, morally, you can't defend Robert Vadra because there is a particular IS officer who was transferred several times because he found certain things against Robert Vadra.
Okay, Jaiveer, the last word on this, and I come back to the original question. If Robert Vadra is a private citizen, why are you defending his business deals? Bottom line. I mean, you defend the Congress part of it, and Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra or whatever, they are members of your party. Why are you defending him? Let the inquiry speak for themselves.
And also asking political ambition of Robert Vadra.
Please let the outcome of the inquiry speak for itself. BJP should not try to direct the way the investigation should be carried and the direction it should be done. Congress is defending Mr. Vadra because BJP has turned him into a tool to malign image of the Congress party. This merely reflects the desperation and frustration. Let the inquiry come out, let the truth come out. Till then, stop raising baseless allegations and being judge, jury and executor, which they are in habit of. Blame everything,
well, which both sides
prove
are
nothing
doing.
is their classic
Because
approach.
both sides keep saying, let's wait for the inquiry
Nidhi,
to
you
be
cannot
over.
approach
You've
this issue
declared
like a
his
classic
innocence.
blackmailer
They've
in a
declared he's
clandestine
guilty.
manner.
And all of us in between somewhere along the way
BJP
are
approaches.
stupid. No, everyone sort of made up their
BJP
minds on each
approaches
side.
Mr. Robert Vadra's issue like a blackmailer in a clandestine
Congress,
manner.
don't
That
worry.
is the fact.
All right, I'm going to take a break.
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Tulsi.
Bihar showed that.
Mr. Tulsi, thank you for joining us. I'm going to
Oh,
shift. I'm
you
going
won
to shift
Bihar
the
because of
focus
Robert
a bit
Vadra.
after the break
Yes.
to another individual, and that is the governor of Assam. His comments have also stoked a huge controversy. Should he be removed from the post of governor? That's coming up after the break. Assam Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi has demanded the removal of Governor P.B. Acharya, saying he doesn't know how to maintain his dignity as a constitutional head. Mr. Acharya was first reported as saying that Hindustan is only for Hindus, but when he decided to clarify that comment to the media, he went a step further and said that Indian Muslims are free to go to Pakistan or Bangladesh.
Indian Muslims are free to go anywhere. They can stay here, those who are staying here. Many of them have gone to Pakistan. If he wants to go to Pakistan or Bangladesh, he is free. If he is persecuted there, Tastima is persecuted, she is come out here. We have given the ashram. बहुत कम आते हैं, आएंगे तो आश्रय दे देंगे ना. India is so big-hearted. Who gave, see, good old days when 100% Hindus are in India, 100%.
We see this is type of should not be continue as a governor, and particularly why a state like Assam, which is most important state strategically otherwise also, a permanent governor has not yet been appointed. Why?
हिंदूज मतलब वो हिंदू धर्म के हिसाब से नहीं बोला है, ये सब एक सर्वधर्म संभव जो अपना कंसेप्ट है उस हिसाब से उन्होंने कहा है.
Well, this isn't the first time that a governor has, and this particular governor has found himself in the middle of controversy should he be asked to leave this position. Sambit Patra, what is the BJP's official reaction to what Mr. Acharya has said? Do you believe that he just went too far and really openly, overtly politicized his position today?
So Nidhi, first and foremost, it's a constitutional post, so with utmost respect, I would state all the facts over here, and I cannot be the spokesperson or hold brief for the governor. And as far as the decision on the governor is concerned, the President of India will take a decision, the party does not take a decision. But having said that, let's come to the topic proper. I would say an academic intention was lost in bad articulation. See, articulation is not everyone's cup of tea, though I believe that every politician, or for that matter of purpose, every constitutional post should be very articulate. But in this particular case, as your report itself mentions, that for the first time this particular governor, Mr. Acharya, has entered into controversy, which means that he is not a controversial person. He does not make, in general, such kind of statements. Today, I believe he was speaking on the occasion of National Register for Population in Assam, which is underway. And during that period, an academic point by him really got him into a tangle. And in an effort to escape from that tangle, he further entangled himself by misarticulation.
You're calling it misarticulation. So you acknowledge that it was a misarticulation. Is that all it was? Is that, should a constitutional
Nidhi, let's make it very clear.
Yeah.
Nidhi, let me make few things very clear.
Yeah.
This daily debate of Hindus, Muslims, and some people go to Pakistan, some come from Pakistan. We do not subscribe to any such kind of feelings or debates. We firmly believe that India is an inclusive, pluralistic country, and the agenda of Bharatiya Janata Party and for any and every constitutional post in India should be and is development. So we do not buy anything articulated to that effect. But I firmly believe, I've gone through the whole article that the newspapers have come up with, and I believe that the governor should be given a benefit of doubt over here, though I am no one to give a benefit of doubt. But I firmly believe he is not a person who wanted to make such kind of statement. Academically, he was registering on the natural home phenomena in citizenship and refusal, which Israel and India generally have spoken about. In that line, he misarticulated as far as leaving to Pakistan is concerned.
This is why you're a good spokesperson, because you have found...
No, I'm not defending. Aarti, I'm not trying to defend.
But you're trying to articulate
something. Why should I defend any government?
As best you can. But that's why Aarti is also laughing. But come on. I mean, you know, he said the Hindustan is for Hindus. He's not the only governor though who's, you know, been under fire. Tathagat Roy has been making a series of controversial statements and, you know, a series of tweets. I mean, he's even once said that his Twitter handle says he's governor but still a proud Swayamsevak. Whatever gave you the notion I'm secular, I am a Hindu. These are the kind of things he tweets. He's the governor.
Can you imagine?
Of the state.
Can you imagine? I mean, listen, there are 2 points here. One is that the governor is a constitutional, you know, position, right? And the boundaries are very clearly set by the Constitution of India, which defines India as a secular democratic republic. Now, you know, you don't bring religion into this at all, you know, when you discuss citizens, because we are a secular nation. Religion does not define the Indian state. And I think every governor, since he is a constitutional authority, he must understand the boundaries of the Constitution. The second point here is, you know, Nidhi, that, you know, I think it again, you know, just sort of tells us that how misused the post of governor is. You know, I mean, the Congress did it, the BJP is following suit. They appoint people who are really past their sell-by date. And these are used as lollipops or as parking slots for people who have been loyal, who they, you know, want to dispense favors to. I mean, the Congress really perfected this art. The BJP is just following suit. I mean, the BJP should have set a new culture in motion when they came in on this mandate. But they're doing the same thing.
That at least with this government coming to power, there could have been a different precedent that would have been at least set for the appointment of governors.
No, I think there is an expression deficit. Having said that, you just missing the context he made the remark. He made the remark in the context that Hindus are coming from Bangladesh and will they stay? He said that Hindus have no place in the world except India. And I am giving one example. 1,10,000 Pakistani refugees are in India since 1971. Why Congress government has permitted? 7,000 Hindus were given citizenship. Let me complete. 7,000 Hindus were given citizenship by this government and Congress has not opposed. Why didn't Congress demand that 7,000 Muslims who have come from Bangladesh give their citizenship? Because these Muslims who are infiltrators, they can go and stay in Pakistan and Bangladesh, but Hindus have no space in the world except the India. I am giving one example of Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, the Hindus population was 1 crore 50 lakhs in 2001. It was expected to be 1 crore 80 lakhs, but it is 1 crore 20 lakhs. So 900,000% decline of Hindu population. These population is called as missing population. So now let me complete what I want to communicate. That Hindus are being victimized in Pakistan. Other example is that
In Pakistan, Hindus were 15%. Now they are in 1998 1.60%. So of course, in that context, governor said that Hindus have to a natural land for Hindus, but not for the Muslims who are coming. He has not addressed.
No, Mr. Sinha, I'm sorry. The Constitution of India does not say that India is a country only for Hindus.
No,
and the governor was overstepping the boundaries of the Constitution.
I agree. I agree. Constitution is secular. It is secular because Hindus are in majority. The day Hindu will be turned minority in this country, India will be like Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Arab.
You know, the problem with a comment like this is, Sambit, that it automatically makes this distinction that Hindustan is for Hindus, India is for Hindus, for Hindus this is a natural home, and Pakistan is naturally the home for Muslims. I mean, that is what it means, whereas India, as we all know it, is home for everyone. And why this connotation of Pakistan and Muslims and India with Hindus? That's the problem here.
No, let me. See, Nidhi, in fact, the good part of the debate is all of us are mature people. There's no shouting, so we can understand the misrepresented fact of the governor. And as I said, articulation is extremely important. When you speak on such important academic issues, every word should be weighed. Number one, what I feel, though I cannot speak for the governor, what the governor was trying to suggest during a press conference on national register on citizenship, that the question asked to him was what would happen to the Hindus who have come from Bangladesh. Would they be put under scrutiny or would they be allowed to live in India as refugees? To which he replied that, well, yes, it's a natural home to them. Where else would they go if Hindus were to be persecuted? The example was 21. I mean, when Bangladesh was separated, it was 21% Hindu population there. Today, it is less than 8%, approximately 7%. So there is a great deal of persecution of Hindus and minorities in Bangladesh. So where do these minorities go? He said that just as Rohingya Muslims, Tibetans, or just as other Muslims can also come and settle in India, these Hindus have their natural home in India, so they need not go anywhere else. They can come and settle over here. We will grant them the refugee status.
Mr. Patra, these are decisions that the political executive takes, not the constitutional authority. The governor is a constitutional authority. He could, if somebody asked him that question, he could have said, well, the government will take a decision on this. It's not for him to decide. He has to speak within the boundaries of the Constitution. Now, if the political executive wants to take a certain decision, that's for the Prime Minister, the Home Ministry, the Assam government. These are the authorities that take that decision.
My question is that if Governor or the President of India, if anyone, Sambit, one second, if anyone addresses the Muslims, that doesn't mean that he is addressing the 17 crore Muslims in India staying. He is addressing here the Bangladeshi Muslims who have entered in Assam, and they are changing the demographic and cultural character of Assam. That is very significant in Assam, and the previous governor. Previous governor, let me complete. SK Sinha's report. You go through the SK Sinha's report on Assam. He made this almost similar thing. About the Assam.
I mean, Aarti made the point that actually the Congress has been credited with politicizing the governor's post in the past. It's unfortunately a tradition that's continued into this time as well. And it's not just one governor. Everyone is almost everybody is a political appointee. Aarti, that's the problem.
That's right. And if a governor can say that I am a Swayam Sevak, I'm a proud Swayam Sevak.
What's wrong?
I mean, he represents the President of India.
RSS is not a political party. Someone says I am Arya Samaji, or someone says I belong to a certain Muslim cultural organization, there is nothing wrong. Someone says that I belong to a certain cultural Christian organization, there is nothing. If he says I am a proud BJP worker.
When he becomes a governor, he doesn't represent anybody.
No, he doesn't represent.
The President of India and the
RSS is a cultural organization.
And he has to speak within those boundaries. I think you all are.
It is a matter of proud that a Swayam Sevak is a governor. He can serve the country more than any other person. He has commitment to the nation. He has commitment. He has been groomed to serve the nation.
And it's okay for, I mean, it's okay to say that. It's okay to say I'm not secular, I'm a Hindu. Tathagat Roy, for him to say that as a governor, that's all right.
No, a Hindu can't be a communal. Hindu and secularism are both the synonym term. There can be aberration and exception, but Hindus are by and large history. It is a historical fact. It is not a matter to laugh.
No, I am saying, is it appropriate for a governor to say this as a constitutional head?
No, if he says I am a proud Hindu, what's wrong? It is not calling myself a proud Hindu means not attacking Muslim and Christians. I can respect. I have equal respect, more respect than Aarti and you. to a Muslim, calling myself a proud Hindu.
It's not a question of who has more respect. Mr. Sinha, you have admitted, Sambit Patra has admitted that the governor made a mistake.
No, there is expression deficit. Definitely there is expression deficit.
You can call
I agree that.
Expression deficit, he called it misarticulation, but the fact is that both of you clearly disapprove of what the governor
No,
said.
I think his intention is not a theocratic. His intention is not theocratic.
Tell me, shouldn't you all be more careful when you select governors? Why are you repeating the same mistakes that the Congress has made over the years of putting in all kinds of people?
Why make the same mistakes that the Congress made with political appointees in Raj Bhavan?
See, look, as far as the governors, this particular governor's behavior is concerned, is he a habitual offender? No, he is not a habitual offender. He has never made a statement which was wrong in the past. And we have never discussed him at length. And thirdly, and very importantly, look, I mean, the intentions are very clear to you as well. Aarti, you also know that it was an academic discussion, and as rightly pointed out by Sinaji, it was an expression deficit. He could have put it in better words.
But he did it twice.
He could have selected better words
to
express an academic view.
He said something wrong the first time, but when he clarified, he made it worse.
So
Aarti,
his context was the Muslims
we are holding on to sentences, we are holding on to grammar, knowing very well that the intention was something different.
The political party that actually is demanding that he step down has run away from this debate. So the Congress isn't here, and I don't know why. But, you know, this is what it has come to. The Congress and the opposition, I think Mayawati has also joined in today, saying that the Assam governor must go, but I think it's going to retreat into one of those controversies, as we have seen with Tathagat Roy, outrage for a few days, and then it kind of disappears from the headline. Thank you very much, Sambit Patra, Rakesh Sinha and Aarti Jairath for joining us on the program today.